In the blistering heat of the desert, my heart thudded in my chest like a wild beast searching for its next sip of life. The sun blazed down upon me, a fiery crown of scorching light that made the sand shimmer like molten gold. I squinted my eyes, surveying the horizon. There it was, the mirage that had been my constant companion since dawn. It taunted me, a shimmering pool of water that never grew closer, no matter how much I chased it. I was born into this arid wasteland, my mother's cries of pain mixing with the harsh whispers of the desert wind. From the moment I took my first breath, I knew the value of water. It was more precious than gold, more vital than air itself. Without it, we withered away like forgotten leaves, returning to the dust from which we came. My name is Kai, and I am a desert child. The art of finding water in the desert is a dance as ancient as the sands themselves. You learn to read the whispers of the earth, the silent songs of the plants, and the secrets that the wind carries in its hot, dry breath. I've seen mirages that spoke of hidden oases, the shy bloom of a cactus flower hinting at a subterranean spring, and the tracks of a jerboa, leading me to a life-saving water cache. But today, the desert had gone silent. There were no whispers, no secrets. Just the relentless sun and the endless sea of sand. I had to sell something precious to buy water. In a world where it was the most valuable currency, I had to choose wisely. The necklace around my neck, a talisman passed down from my ancestors, caught the light, its turquoise stones winking at me. It was beautiful, but it was not water. I had a knife, sharp and true, that had sliced through the toughest of roots and the most venomous of snakes. It was useful, but it was not water. I decided on my most prized possession, knowledge. In a place where survival was the ultimate luxury, the ability to find water was worth more than any treasure. I approached the market, a makeshift gathering of desperate souls and shady traders. The air was thick with the scent of sweat and despair. I spotted a merchant, his eyes shrewd and his beard stained with the dust of 1,000 sunsets. "I know where to find water," I said, my voice hoarse from dehydration. The merchant's gaze sharpened. "Everyone claims to know where water hides," he sneered. "What makes your knowledge worth more than the air we breathe?" I told him of the jerboas, the cacti, and the subtle dance of the sands that spoke of hidden reservoirs. His eyes grew wide with greed. "Prove it," he demanded. The bargain was struck. I would lead him to water, and in exchange, he would give me what I needed to survive. We set off into the furnace of the desert, me in the lead, and the merchant and his guards following closely. 4 hours, we trekked, the sun rising higher and higher until it was a merciless god, casting down its fiery judgment. The merchant grew more and more skeptical, his guards whispering among themselves about the folly of trusting a desert child. But I knew the desert's rhythms, its heartbeat, and I was its devoted pupil. Finally, we reached a spot where the sand was cooler, the air slightly less suffocating. I began to dig, my hands clawing into the earth with a desperation that only the thirsty could understand. After what felt like an eternity, I hit something firm. A rock, perhaps, but no. It was the lid of a buried clay pot. With trembling hands, I lifted it to reveal the treasure beneath, water, clear and inviting. The merchant's eyes gleamed like the stones in my talisman. "Now," he said, his voice low and greedy, "tell me your secret." "Look," I whispered, pointing to the horizon. A cloud of dust was rising, a sure sign of life approaching. Water is not just where you find it. It's who you share it with. The merchant's expression grew dark, and I knew he would not honor our deal. But the desert had taught me another lesson: trust no one. I had led him to water, but I had not told him how to find it for himself. The knowledge remained my own, a currency more precious than gold. I took a deep breath and drank from the pot, the cool liquid soothing my parched throat. As I handed it to him, I slipped the knife from my belt and offered it hilt first. "Here," I said, "for your troubles." The merchant took the knife, eyeing me suspiciously. I nodded to the water. "Drink," I urged. "It's yours." He drank, and I slipped away, into the embrace of the desert. The water was mine, and the knowledge of where to find more was my true wealth. As I disappeared into the sands, I heard the faint echo of his curses, carried away by the capricious wind. I had traded a sip of life for a sip of power. And as I walked away, the desert whispered its secrets once more, promising me that, with knowledge, I would never truly thirst again.